Hi, I'm Mark Crouch. I'm the Head of Investigations for Forensic Collision Investigation and Reconstruction Limited. I've been a collision investigator for approximately 15 years now, initially in the police for about 8 years, and then the rest of the time in private sector. So the good, the bad and the ugly of 3D laser scanning. The good is obviously that 3D laser scans capture a huge amount of data. They allow access to a number of different techniques for collision investigators. The bad is, a bit like as I've said, that it's just not used to its full potential. We take this scan data that we've captured from the scene, we just produce a 2D line drawing and then we put the scan data in the drawer. All of the rest of the time we've got these questions that need to be answered in a forensic analysis. CCTV, speed, positions of objects, sight lines, those kind of things. And then we kind of forget that we've got this 3D data that's sitting in a drawer, and then we go out and do it with photographs or repositioning objects. All perfectly acceptable techniques on their own, but we've kind of then missed the point about the 3D benefits that we've already got, that we've already taken. The biggest issue that we have with 3D data sets is when they haven't registered properly, or they haven't aligned, or we haven't got enough data set to get a really good alignment for the analysis that we want to do. Quite simply though, it's why we need to check our data set. We do that with any other bit of forensic evidence, be that tachographs or photographs or skid test data, and we just need to make sure we're disciplined in the way that we handle our 3D laser scan data as well. To scan is a good start. There's a number of different options available to a collision investigator. Most of the time, a 3D laser scanner will be one of the best options to use. But in the terms of collision investigation, lots of our crashes actually start occurring when a driver goes through their perception response phase. So much further down the road, much earlier along the road than where the vehicles are found. So there's a real temptation just to use the 3D laser scanner to capture what has happened at the scene, the aftermath, if you like, and only scan where the vehicles have come to rest. What we want to do, that's very important to capture the rest positions, but also to scan down the road, say 5 seconds before the collision actually occurred, so that when we get other data available to us, we still have that section of road 3D modelled as well. Lots of laser scanners are designed to pick up flat walls because they're used to dealing with buildings or producing floor plans or more structural surveying. Most of collision investigation occurs on that ground plane, on the road. So we need to have a scanner that's good at surveying that ground plane in all weather conditions. More widely used things like CCTV, reverse projection or sightline analysis. Beyond that, we could potentially be looking at things like virtual reality, putting people back in driver's seats, assessing what views are like from the vehicle at the scene, so that juries and courts can make more accurate assessments of sightlines, for example, what a driver could or couldn't be expected to see. A collision investigator, or actually any expert for that matter, has to have two very important skills. The first one is the technical knowledge. They have to be in a position where they can understand all of the geeky mathematics and understand what happened in our case, in a collision. The second important thing is to be able to communicate that. The role of an expert is quite clearly laid out, that our duty is to assist the court in matters they don't understand. So by implication of that, our duty is to explain things that they don't already understand. Communication, we need to explain things clearly to them that they had no knowledge of before. They say pictures speak 1,000 words, and that's true. 3D scan data, depending on how it's used, provides that picture, it provides that 3D environment. So I find, personally, it's easier to communicate messages to courts, be that in the civil sector or in the criminal sector, when using 3D modelling of some kind. To ultimately lead to better conclusions, lead to better results for the court, or more information on which a court can make an educated discussion. But this is technology, it is constantly evolving, and therefore in order to be good at any kind of technology, you need to stay in touch with where the market's going.